politicking, trivializing, viewers, a very sensitive operation that India carried out at a time when national unity and strategic discretion should have prevailed. The opposition has shamelessly attempted to weaponize our armed forces' valor to score petty points against the Modi-led NDA government. This is not dissent, viewers. This is not democratic dissent. This is the betrayal of our republic in its own cradle. Let me tell you, its parliament or Sansad. Today, when the nation should have been celebrating the slaying of Pakistan terrorists, as you can see to the extreme right of your screens, I don't know why those pictures are sort of frozen, but I think we sanitized them. But nonetheless, viewers, there's some dramatic visuals. So on a day when we should have been celebrating the slaying of Pakistan terrorists after the army carried out Operation Mahadev to steer Bharat closer to closure for Pahalgam, the opposition forced a debate on the operational minutiae of Operation Sindoor, a classified high-stakes mission that shouldn't have ever been subjected to the indignity of the tamasha that we are witnessing today in Parliament, a shallow, purely performative contest of one-upmanship initiated by, viewers, the India bloc. Whatever proof, let me tell you this, viewers, whatever proof the NDA supplies over the next few days in defense of Operation Sindoor to blunt the India bloc and its criticism and all the doubters that inhabit it, the truth is, Pakistan or other hostile actors watching closely will know that Bharat's political class will fracture along partisan lines even in matters of national security, and that they have the option of exploiting these fault lines, viewers. Everyone knows now that there is a chasm in our society, and the opposition is, viewers, sorry to say, easily subornable. Anyway, for whatever it is worth, the government has on its part set the record straight. Opening the debate on Operation Sindoor in the Lok Sabha, Defence Minister and later External Affairs Minister put out the indisputable facts. They bludgeoned the doubters with the weight of evidence, and most importantly, they counterattacked with force that can only be born out of conviction. You know, here are some takeaways, viewers. When Rajnath Singh and when the External Affairs Minister got up today, viewers, what was said? In sum, that no important Indian assets were damaged, that no external pressure to halt operation was ever imposed on the government, that 190 out of 193 nations backed India, that no call between Prime Minister Modi, this is very, very important, viewers, the EAM has come out and named names, that there has not been a call between Prime Minister Modi and President Trump between April 22nd to June, the day of the cessation of hostilities but not of Operation Sindoor. The only call, viewers, that was taken by the Prime Minister, Mr. Trump, came when the Prime Minister was in Canada on the sidelines of the summit there, the G7. And Trump called him from Washington, say, why don't you drop by on your way back? And the Prime Minister said no. Viewers, takeaway 4, all Operation Sindoor objectives were achieved. The Pahalgam attack plotters have also been eliminated. I'm not saying it, viewers, the Defence Minister said it today. And we'll get to that story. But the opposition, viewers, was in no mood to listen. But first listen in to Rajnath Singh and Mr. Jaishankar.
हमारे एयर डिफेंस सिस्टम, काउंटर ड्रोन सिस्टम और इलेक्ट्रॉनिक इक्विपमेंट्स ने पाकिस्तान के इस हमले को पूरी तरह से नाकाम कर दिया। पाकिस्तान हमारे किसी भी टारगेट को हिट नहीं कर पाया, अध्यक्ष महोदय, और हमारे किसी भी इंपॉर्टेंट एसेट को नुकसान नहीं हुआ है। जो भी पॉलिटिकल और मिलिट्री ऑब्जेक्टिव्स तय किए गए थे उसे हम पूरी तरह से हासिल कर चुके थे। इसलिए यह कहना, यह मानना कि यह ऑपरेशन किसी दबाव में रोका गया था, यह बेबुनियाद है और सरासर गलत है। कभी कभी हमारे प्रतिपक्ष के लोग यह पूछते रहे हैं कि हमारे कितने विमान गिरे। मुझे लगता है उनका यह प्रश्न हमारी राष्ट्रीय जनभावनाओं का सही से प्रतिनिधित्व नहीं कर रहा है। मुझे लगता है उन्होंने एक बार भी हमसे यह नहीं पूछा कि हमारी सेनाओं ने दुश्मन के कितने विमान मारे गिराए।
It was important to send a clear, strong and resolute message after the Pahalgam attack. What we tried to do was to bring out to the international community Pakistan's long-standing use of cross-border terrorism. Our messages were two. One, zero tolerance of terrorism, and two, the right to defend our people against terrorism. At no stage in any conversation with the United States was there any linkage with trade and what was going on. Secondly, there was, please listen. Secondly, there was no call between the Prime Minister and President Trump from the 22nd of April when President Trump called up to convey his sympathy, and the 17th of June when he called up Prime Minister in Canada to explain why he could not meet. The common message was India is exercising its right to defend itself against terrorism. Number two, the targets which were hit on the 7th of May are known terrorist headquarters and infrastructure. Number three, there will be no mediation. Anything between us and Pakistan is bilateral. Number four, we will never bow down to nuclear blackmail. Number five, we are responding to Pakistani military attacks because after Operation Sindoor was launched, they had started targeting our military facilities. And we will continue to hit the Pakistani military. If the fighting is to stop, Pakistan must request it. And that request must come through the designated channel of DGMO.
Viewers, there was no call between Prime Minister Modi and President Trump from April 22nd to the 17th of June when Trump called the Prime Minister in Canada. That has been expressly stated, taking names today, viewers, because that's what the opposition has been saying. Give us a specific rebuttal to Trump, who has said over 25 times. Now that man is a liar, viewers. Trump is a liar. And the Indian government on oath in Parliament has made it clear. But the opposition was still in no mood to listen. What's more shocking is that in its attempt to score political points at all costs against NDA so that to not concede the advantage, the India bloc ended up arguing Pakistan's case. At least that's what many are saying today. And make up your own mind. I don't want to, viewers, force any opinion upon you. Listen to these statements, consider these statements and tell me if you don't think that Pakistan's case is being argued when P. Chidambaram, Congress Member of Parliament, has gotten up today before the session to say, unsure that Pahalgam terrorists were from Pakistan. Why assume they were from Pakistan? Has NIA identified the terrorists? Where they came from? Pahalgam terrorists may be homegrown. Viewers, Kalyan Banerjee, TMC MP, says in his speech in Parliament on the floor of the House, he used the term Pakistan government Azad Kashmir, viewers, not Pakistan occupied Kashmir. Can you believe it, viewers? He gave away POK to Pakistan. He's using the language of the BBC tonight, viewers, of Pakistan, viewers, of all of those who think that Kashmir doesn't belong to our country. This is the TMC for you on the floor of the House in Parliament. Outside of Parliament, Sabitri Mitra, TMC MLA, says terrorists never harm tourists. They always respect tourists, viewers, as if we've cooked up a story. We've killed our own citizens in Pahalgam just to have a gala war with Pakistan. This is the import, viewers, Listen in.
They are unwilling to disclose what the NIA has done all these weeks. Have they identified the terrorists, where they came from? I mean, for all we know, they could be homegrown terrorists. Why do you assume that they came from Pakistan?
7ই মে থেকে 10ই মে পাকিস্তান শাসিত আজাদ কাশ্মীরের পাকিস্তান জঙ্গি গোষ্ঠী জাইসি মোহাম্মদ 4 জন টেররিস্ট এসে 26 জনকে গুলি করে মেরে দিয়ে চলে গেল। আমাদের বিএসএফ কি করছিল? আমাদের সিআইএসএফ কি করছিল?
জঙ্গিরা কোনোদিন ট্যুরিজমকে মারে না। জঙ্গিরা সব সময় ট্যুরিজমকে রেসপেক্ট জানায়। তাহলে এই ট্যুরিজমগুলোকে মারলো কারা? এখন অবধি তার তদন্ত পাবেন না।
Viewers, thanks to the Congress party today, as we speak, there is amplification in Pakistan media. Pakistan is delighted. All Pakistan has to do is to pick up sound bites from Congress MPs in India's parliament to suggest that India's Operation Sindoor was a flop show, was a tamasha. In fact, viewers, just a few moments ago, and I will bring that sound bite to you in just a few moments, Pariniti Shinde, MP of the Congress from Maharashtra, has come out and said Operation Sindoor was a tamasha, cooked up, viewers, cooked up. Can you believe it, viewers? To score political points. This is what she said. No wonder Pakistan TV is saying this. Now listen, viewers, very carefully to what Pakistan TV is saying and who they are amplifying.
भारतीय लोक सभा में मोदी सरकार के नाम निहाद ऑपरेशन सिंदूर की ब्रीफिंग पर ओपोजिशन रहनुमा राहुल गांधी ने वजीर दिफा राजनाथ को आड़े हाथों ले लिया। राजनाथ ने दावा किया पाकिस्तान ने ऑपरेशन रोकने के लिए मिन्नतें की। भारतीय ओपोजिशन रहनुमा राहुल गांधी ने कहा, रोका क्यों?
उन्होंने एक कोशिश की, हमारे डीएमओ से बात की, महाराज अब रोक दीजिए, बहुत हो गया। यह पेशकश इस कैबिनेट के साथ स्वीकार की गई थी। सुने, रुकिए तो रुकिए, बता दूंगा, अब बैठ के आपको मौका मिलेगा।
बहुत से सूचनाएं दी उन्होंने, बहुत से जानकारी दी, लेकिन रक्षा मंत्री होने के नाते ये नहीं कहा कि पहलगाम में दहशतगर्द कैसे आए, कैसे 5 दहशतगर्द वहां पर जाकर 26 लोगों की गोलियों से छलनी करते हैं। ये बात, ये सूचना रक्षा मंत्री ने नहीं, यही है सूचना का युद्ध।
Pictures I'm going to keep on the side of your screens. Just look at this lower band on Pakistani TV. What is it saying? It is saying another false flag operation by India. Viewers, because of these Congress and opposition leaders, viewers, Pakistan is saying India invented a whole complete fiction to attack Pakistan. The extent to which Congress has contempt for the national interest became clear towards the end of the day when one of its MPs committed an even greater sin, violating the sanctity of Parliament, utterly trivializing a national security issue. This, viewers, is Dipinder Hooda. Listen to him next. Listen to this. Listen to what he's saying.
तो आपको भी रास्ता चुनना होगा, या तो आंख दिखाओ या हाथ मिलाओ, या तो बातचीत करके अमेरिका से संबंध सुधारो और डोनाल्ड को चुप कराओ, डोनाल्ड का मुंह बंद कराओ, नहीं तो हिंदुस्तान में मैकडोनाल्ड को बंद कराओ। अमेरिका को अधिकार नहीं है, दोनों घोड़ों पे सवार होकर चलने का अधिकार नहीं है।
Can you believe it, viewers? Is this the language of 40-year-old men, 50-year-old men? I mean, how puerile can you become? डोनाल्ड को चुप कराओ, अगर डोनाल्ड को नहीं चुप कराओ तो मैकडोनाल्ड को भगा दो। Viewers, is this a tamasha? The sanctity of Parliament should never be used to scrutinize or second-guess missions undertaken in defense of the homeland, yet the India bloc, in its blind quest to counter Modi, has ended up countering Bharat. It is a betrayal, not just of the government, but of the Jawans who risked everything to ensure our safety. National security is not a political football. It is Bharat's red line. The opposition tonight, viewers, has crossed it. And I want to open this up because this requires some very, very considered debate. Akashdeep Muni, let me begin with you. You're a Congress supporter, and I have to ask you this question point blank. And I'm going to accuse you, the Congress party, of trying to settle scores with Modi. If this is not the case, after what the EAM has said, Dr. Jaishankar, do you now accept that surrender Modi was an unfounded accusation just to make yourselves look bigger than you actually are? It had nothing to do with national interest. It had nothing to do with the accusation you were making. You just wanted to deny Mr. Modi, at the cost of denying Bharat its victory, a small talking point. Isn't that the case?
Rahul ji, remember during 2611, after 2611, Narendra Modi, the then Chief Minister of Gujarat, said and questioned the central government, then in the Congress party. And he said, when our soldiers are being martyred and innocent people are being killed, the Congress government wants to play cricket with Pakistan. This is an insult to the sacrifice of the brave hearts. Today, as we plan to play cricket with Pakistan,
Dr. Muni, Dr. Muni, one second. I'm asking you a specific question about, no, just a minute. You can keep changing the goalpost. One second, Dr. Muni. You can try and change the goalpost tonight. Okay, let the government take a position on that match. It's the BCCI that has taken a position. The BCCI is not the government of India. Let them respond. But fundamentally, I want to ask you, the EAM gets up and he says that there has been no call between the Prime Minister and Trump since April 22nd to the 17th of June. You said, naam लेके हमें जवाब दीजिए. आज नाम भी ले लिया और आपको जवाब भी दे दिया. Will you accept this particular response?
Let him say that Mr. President Trump was lying when he said that America did mediate. There is no country who did mediate the ceasefire. And my question,
one second. You see, let me bring in Abhijit Iyer Mitra. Abhijit Iyer Mitra, let me ask you a question, hypothetical question, with no disrespect to anybody. If tomorrow you were to constantly say that there is one political leader who leads a opposition party who's a pappu, if you were to say that day in and day out, right, he's a pappu, right, I'm not naming anybody, I'm just saying. Do you think the BJP should get up, if you were a member of parliament, and say, no, please tell me who this pappu is? And if they don't come up with any response to underline their argument, would you say, okay, I'm sorry, I made a bit of a mistake? Fine, let it go. Clearly, I'm a member of the Treasury benches. I don't have the facts to adduce that he is a pappu, so I give it up. Or will you say, no, sorry, let's change the goalpost? I want to ask you, because if people keep saying Rahul Gandhi is a pappu, then we should believe them. Because what control do we have over what Trump says?
So, first of all, let's be clear. Trump himself never claimed that he called up Modi. He himself in his speech said that it was J.D. Vance who called up somebody here and Marco Rubio who called up Jaishankar. So, this call itself, first of all, Trump has never claimed happened. He just claims he made the peace happen by threatening, not signing the free trade agreement. Now, tell me something. This is a country where, we have not responded to a lot of his threats and things which haven't come true. And are you seriously telling me that a president who runs on MAGA, make America great again and bring jobs to America, will threaten American jobs for the sake of Pakistan? The second thing, Rahul, is that, you should never ask questions you don't want the answer for. Aapne kisko pappu bola, if I give the answer, that is not a question you want to be asking. I remember, my boss, who is not very felicitous with Hindi, once boarded an auto and she wanted to go just a kilometer. And the guy asked her for 80 rupees. And she asked him, "Main kya aapko ullu lagti hu?" And he responded, "Haan, aap ullu lagti hai." So never ask questions you don't want the answer for. It's really that simple. Now, in this particular case, first they ask for an official response. That official response has now come. Then they will say tweet. When you tweet, they will then say, no, the Prime Minister then has to say this. When the Prime Minister says this, no, you have to broadcast it on shortwave and universal broadcast out to aliens, out to Alpha Centauri, Proxima Centauri, call it what you want, Jupiter, Venus, whatnot. That, this did not happen. Look, the White House has a very set protocol that minutes of any calls have to be put up on the White House website.
Yes.
If you believe the call happened, please just show us the minutes of that call. No? Because the call that Trump made to our Prime Minister in Canada, requesting him to come to the White House to meet him, have gone up on the White House website. Why haven't the details of this particular call gone up on the website where he threatened trade and got the ceasefire?
Right.
Right. There's nothing of that. So this is just bluster. I think they're trying desperately to hold on to whatever little scraps they can get. Best of luck to them.
Okay. Sushant Sareen, do you believe Parliament is the right platform to dissect classified military operations, to doubt the claims that have been made by your own army's top leadership numerous occasions, and then to trivialize this debate by making asinine comments? And Pariniti Shinde, Member of Parliament, Mr. Sareen, has even come up and said that Operation Sindoor is a complete sham. I want you to listen to this before you respond to my question. Just listen to this, viewers. It's just coming in. Listen to this.
पर अब खेल और मनोरंजन ही काफी नहीं है। किसी महत्वपूर्ण इलेक्शन के पहले आतंकी हमला और फिर सरकार की जवाबी कार्रवाई। आतंकी आए कहां से, कहां गए, ये सरकार को कुछ नहीं पता, पर हमें पड़ोसी देश पर आक्रमण करना है और उसके आधार पर वोट बटोरने हैं। ऑपरेशन सिंदूर नाम सुनने में देशभक्ति का लगता है, लेकिन असल में ये सिर्फ मीडिया पर किया सरकार का एक तमाशा था।
मीडिया पर किया सरकार का एक तमाशा था, Sushant Sareen. This is the verdict that has been passed by the opposition. It's going to be amplified across the globe. You can now shout from the rooftops and say it was a great military success. You can sit down any number of experts, but Pakistan has already done it. They've put out these bites. They've told their people what they needed to hear. There you go.
So, okay, so Rahul, I'll make a few points. One, on what the Pakistanis are going to say. I hold my media guilty. The Pakistani leaders say a lot of stuff which we never pick up and we never really go to town on it, and really, really damaging stuff, including the thing about how the Pakistan army is continuing to follow the policy of good Taliban and bad Taliban and patronizing terrorists in the places where they're suffering most from terrorism.
Sure.
And yet, none of our media has captured it. So, forget about Pakistan media. Now, as far as this Shinde woman is concerned, look, what is that English phrase that the apple does not fall too far from the tree? What was her father doing when he was in power? What is his role? He played such a dubious role.
Yeah, he turned 2611 into an RSS ki sajish. He was one of those who talked about Hindu terror.
Not only that, he botched up that entire Samjhauta Express case.
That's right.
It was almost as though, they were operating on the basis of Pakistani talking points. So if the daughter is doing something similar, should not come as any surprise. Number three, look, I think it's very important. And what I can't understand is, why did we have to wait for so long for a parliamentary debate? Have heavens fallen today? Because this matter has come up before Parliament, and the political leadership of this country is discussing this in whatever the form of the debate has been. I'm not going to get into those details. But, number one, there are no major revelations which have come out. I would have wished that the Raksha Mantri had come up with a lot more than what he said. It was a good speech, but it was a political speech. I wish he had also come up with all the bases we had hit in greater detail than what he did. He mentioned the names, but those names had been mentioned earlier as well. So I would have imagined that this was a time for giving a lot more information than what has come out so far. But this is the government's prerogative, whatever they've decided. The important point is that we've had this debate. Heavens have not fallen. People in the opposition could have used this to make some very, very important points. That they decided to trivialize it and make asinine comments of the kinds that the Shinde lady or some of the other opposition leaders have made. That's their prerogative, you know.
No, but they've spoken Pakistan's language here. There is, I mean, they have built Pakistan's case in our own.
Pare yaar, come on, Rahul. When it was a slam dunk on 26/11,
yes,
you had leaders like Digvijay Singh saying that this is a RSS ki sazish.
So it's nothing new. You're saying it's nothing new.
Expect anything better from this lot? Come
My
on,
God,
give me a
viewers, can you believe this? It has come to the point where we have resigned ourselves to having a opposition that can't stand up for our country. We've normalized treachery.
I would put opposition in that one box, Rahul. I would probably make some distinctions between some of the opposition parties also.
Like which ones? The TMC that came out today and said, oh, you see, terrorists can never harm tourists. They respect them.
Yeah, no, but you also have parties like the BJD, right? Who have always behaved like a very, very responsible opposition
But they're not
party.
part of the India bloc, which is the main, huge Leviathan that is pulling Modi down and you see running him ragged in this country. So they are on the peripheries. They have not much of a stake. No, I agree what you're saying. I'm not trying to paint everyone in the opposition in the same brush. But fundamentally, viewers, we have come to a point where the biggest bloc in the opposition, we are today normalizing the fact that they will speak Pakistan's. They're the best advocates for Pakistan. I mean, can you believe it, viewers? And there will be people who will vote for them. Yes.
The question that the opposition parties need to ask themselves is, by behaving in this manner, are they actually enhancing their credibility? Are they actually managing to win over more people to their side? Or are they actually managing to I would have used a word which starts with P, but actually violate the sensibilities of people and push them away. And push is not the P word.
I'm sorry to say, but fake news travels really fast, Sushant Sareen. And you saw in 2024 how they cooked up this entire, they came up with this tape of Amit Shah saying that we're getting rid of all the reservations and this, that, the other. You know what implications there were. So there will be people who will believe it. Unfortunately today, what can you say?
On that point, Rahul, just as the BJP was too late to react to that bit of misinformation, I think the government of India has not reacted insofar as strategic communications is concerned that the way they should have. They've tried to play it in a very
so let me ask. Let's open this up. We have the national spokesperson of the BJP. We also have Mr. Kidwai. Faizan Kidwai, let me first begin with you, and I'll then bring in both Ishkaran Bhandari as well as the BJP's national spokesperson here on this debate. But Faizan Kidwai, let me ask you a simple and straightforward question. Why does the India bloc repeatedly choose silence or skepticism when Bharat scores strategic victories on global or the military stage? You undermine Balakot. You undermine the Uri cross-border strikes. Of course. कौवे मार दिए, ये कर दिया, वो कर दिया. आपने ही खुद बोला था. आपके पार्टियों ने बोला था. आपके ही लीडर्स ने बोला था. मैं गिनवा दूं. अब नो मत कीजिएगा, please. And what precedent are you setting by questioning the armed forces' intent and success in officially sanctioned mission? Did you think Operation Sindoor was a tamasha for the media? I'm asking you. Tell me, do you agree with Paraniti Shinde?
I will answer all your questions.
No, you answer this question.
I just request you to kindly give me uninterrupted time. Kindly
you please answer this question.
Give me uninterrupted time. See, first of all, when Operation Sindoor started, Samajwadi Party, my national president, he categorically said that in this time, Samajwadi Party is standing with the government.
Do you support Pariniti Shinde's remarks today? Do you support?
No,
one second.
I do not support any loose comment made against my army.
Okay, so then let me ask you. What are you doing in this Samaj?
No,
what is
Rahul,
the Samajwadi?
No,
I'm asking you. You can't get away tonight.
Don't do this. No, you cannot have it your way.
Are you part of the Samajwadi Party? Are you part of the Samajwadi Party? Yes or no?
Of course, I am the spokesperson
Okay, so then let me ask you, sir, then respond. Respond to my question. Why are you standing shoulder to shoulder with the Congress party in the opposition benches? Why haven't you today walked out of the India alliance, since you believe that you do not support frivolous accusations made against the Indian military? Where is your patriotic bone? Answer the question.
I'll tell you. I'll ask you a question and my answer is in that question. You please answer my question now. See, you just said don't normalize treachery. But at the same time, Rahul, you should not also forgive somebody who disrespects our martyrs. It was the Raksha Mantri today in Parliament. While speaking, he gave a question to which he answered himself. He said, were any soldiers harmed? The answer is no. None of our brave heart soldiers were harmed. On May 11, 2025, in the press briefing, India's DGMO, Lieutenant General Rajiv Ghai said 5 Indian soldiers were martyred. And later on, the assessment confirmed 8 were martyred. 21 Indian civilians were martyred. So why did Raksha Mantri try to show disrespect to our brave hearts who were martyred just for his political benefits by saying no one was martyred? Who will care about these soldiers who were martyred? Who will give respect to these soldiers who were martyred? This Raksha Mantri should resign immediately. And you, Rahul, since you are asking such tough questions to the opposition, ask the same question to Bharatiya Janata Party, that why and how dare Rajnath Singh disrespect our brave hearts who were martyred in Operation Sindoor. And if questioning the government amounts to showing disrespect and becoming anti-national, then the first anti-national person who ever existed in India was in 1962. Because when the Indo-China war was happening, just within 6 days, Atal Bihari Vajpayee asked Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru to have a parliamentary discussion. He wanted to have a discussion, criticize the government. He said, criticize the government on its foreign policies, defense preparedness failures. And he even wanted to ask Pandit Nehru that what steps are you taking for a peaceful resolution? Imagine if today the opposition asked the government that what steps are you taking for a peaceful resolution with Pakistan? We become the perpetrators. We become the people who are standing against the great nation. So the same logic should apply to Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Wasn't China using what Atal Bihari was doing back then to defame India and its own country and say that, see, within India, its own opposition party members are questioning the government.
Mr.
And
Kidwai,
at the time when
Mr.
the war
Kidwai,
was still going on,
Mr. Kidwai,
would you question
one
BJP
second.
on what
Mr. Kidwai, Mr.
Rajnath
Kidwai,
Singh
Mr.
and
Kidwai,
Bihari
no,
Vajpayee?
one second. You've indulged in a lot of whataboutery. I asked you a simple question. You shifted the goal. I'll ask Mr. Islam these questions. Don't worry. I will.
Yes,
you will be witness to that. But I want to still ask you, sir. It was not me who said that the Samajwadi Party doesn't stand up for Ms. Shinde. It's you who said it.
We don't.
So if you don't stand up, why are you standing with the Congress?
Sir,
why aren't you pulling out of the India? If it's hurting you so much, if you feel that the defense minister is betrayed the national interest, are you not equally guilty in betraying the national interest, sir? By standing in alliance?
No,
excuse me.
No, sir.
Okay, then how is that possible, sir?
Sir,
different yardsticks?
Sir, I'll tell you.
Different strokes for different folks?
No.
When it suits you, let's call someone. When it suits you, let's call someone. Hang on. When it suits you, let's call someone a traitor. When it doesn't suit you, sir, you will take a leave of absence from answering that question. I'm asking you a question.
Despite the fact that you very aggressively
I'm asking you the question, sir. Don't make me the story. I'm asking you the question.
I hope and I request that you give me some time.
I'm asking you a question. You said that you do not support Ms. Shinde because she is speaking ill of the armed forces. So why is the Samajwadi Party standing with the Congress Party tonight? Simple question.
So, sir, in the same breath, would you please kindly ask this question to Bharatiya Janata?
In the same breath,
sir, please.
I'll ask. No. Now you've done your. See, the viewer is not getting a straight answer. I'll bring in Mr. Zafar Islam. Mr. Zafar Islam, straight question to you. Mr. Zafar Islam, straight question. Lower his fader. Mr. Zafar Islam, straight question to you. It's a question that is being posed today by Mr. Kidwai. Mr. Kidwai says, don't accuse us of betraying the national interest or of undermining our military. You have done so by denying their martyrdom. Sir, your response. Mr. Rajnath Singh says 0 casualties took place. How do you respond to this charge?
Rahul, first of all, let me tell you very candidly that one by one, all the opposition MPs are exposing themselves and their parties. They are echoing the sentiments of Pakistani Hukumran and they are playing the gallery of Pakistani MPs and Pakistani...
answer the question, sir. Answer the question to the point of question.
Let me just come to that point later. First of all, let me respond to the earlier what I heard from other people. The way the Pakistan crossed the red line and how they have been treated. Likewise, they are crossing, all these politicians from the opposition parties crossing the red line by accusing and by questioning our armed forces.
Yeah, but you agreed to a debate. So you agreed to a debate. I've been arguing against this debate. You agreed to a debate now.
Doesn't mean they're double standard. No, they are exposing them because they have double standard. debating debating is something which is healthy. But when you're questioning the armed forces, they are questioning our military, they are questioning our services. That shows your double standard. You wanted a debate. Healthy debate is possible, and healthy debate should take place. But the way they are questioning our armed forces is something they are crossing the red line.
Kidwai has asked you. Okay, so Mr. Kidwai is saying you're guilty as charged because the Union Defence Minister underplayed the martyrdom of our soldiers. This is his straight question to you, sir.
No. See, he may say whatever he feels like. On the floor of the parliament, when the Honorable Defence Minister is making a statement and when he is giving a statement is something which is factually absolutely correct. You cannot take anything from somebody else has spoken. When the debate is taking on the floor of the parliament and whatever has been spoken by the concerned minister is something which is the fact and it's the reality.
No, but he said that there have been no losses. He said there have been no losses.
Absolutely, there is no losses of any assets of India. There is no losses of any lives of armed forces. So he made it very candid statement.
No, but there are statistics to show that 8 Indian soldiers were martyred. This is a fact.
No, Rahul. Okay. These are the statement which has been made by some other people. But the Honorable Defence Minister, when he is making a statement on the floor of the Parliament, is something which you should take as 100% accurate information because it is being discussed on the floor of the Parliament, on the oath of the Parliament. So any statement which has come from the government, like the Honorable External Affairs Minister has said that no discussion has taken place between the Honorable Prime Minister and Mr. Trump. And still they are questioning, that has been made very, very clear to the opposition leaders that no such discussion has been made. No intervention was from
Just for the record, viewers, a fact check. I just want to put out a fact check. On 12th May 2025, the DGMO paid tributes to 5 martyrs from the armed forces and civilians who lost their lives in Operation Sindoor. I just want to put that out there. This has been confirmed. We lost 5 soldiers in Operation Sindoor. Now, is this, viewers, the biggest issue? Is this not a biggest issue? I'll leave it to you to decide. But the fact is today, viewers, the entire operation has been called into question by the opposition, Ishkaran Bhandari, and that is fundamentally the issue. Because it's not about A or B or C casualty numbers. This is about someone saying, and if you were to take this at face value, then these soldiers died because the government faked an operation. This is what Pariniti Shinde is saying. I have played out that soundbite. There are others who are saying that terrorists respect tourists, they don't kill them. There's another person who says that there is no Pakistani involvement. Pakistani media is busy playing these soundbites up and saying India conducted a false flag operation. It is a complete narrative that has been built. Ishkaran Bhandari.
Yes, Rahul, let's deal with the fundamental point because it starts with so-called ceasefire brokered by Trump. There's an old saying, 1,000 dogs may bark, but you do not stop. Because if you stop and throw stones at every barking dog, he will do nothing else. Now, I am not calling anybody a dog, but the point is Donald Trump's vision is very clear. He wants a Nobel Peace Prize. India doesn't care whether he gets a Nobel Peace Prize or not. He is saying, I have solved 20 disputes in the world. How does it matter to India? What matters? India has to clarify the stand, which India did in the parliament, which is the appropriate. But the stand was earlier. This was not America's war. America's war was when it was funding Ukraine against Russia. How much direct and indirect pressure was put on India that please do not buy oil from Russia. The foreign minister, every random journalist which acts on behest of various interests was asking him, why are you buying oil from Russia? Why are you funding Russia? And his answer then was very clear. Europe buys more in one afternoon than we buy from Russia in a year at that time. From 1% we went to 35%. So our action was in national interest, no matter how many threats came from United States that do not buy from Russia. After that also, if you doubt that a trade sanction or a phone call will stop India, that is also clarified. But if you don't want to believe it, it's your choice because then you are playing to the galleries in Pakistan. Now let's come to the second aspect of it. Anytime you talk about the success of Operation Sindoor, they start talking about Indira Gandhi. Well, to paraphrase an American political speech, people knew Indira Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi are no Indira Gandhi because this is the leadership which had 2611 and their response after 2611, they are the fundamental players. Be it Mr. Chidambaram, be it Mr. Shinde or his daughter now, or be it Rahul and Sonia Gandhi. And their response was what? Even though they come and hit our financial capital, we will do nothing. In fact, we will blame Indians and say it is an RSS ki shadi. So you allow them to do terror attack and you don't even hold them to account, and see, you blame Indians and try to imprison Indians. Now with that strategy to a strategy, when India did Balakot, they had a problem, they doubted it openly. This time, because after doubting Balakot openly, they got thrashed in the 2019 election, they went to a subtle way, slowly building doubts. But
Very
I
important
think it's
point.
extremely clear now that the more doubts they build slowly, because that's a tragedy. That day, immediately after Balakot, they started with this and they had a result. So now after 2 months, they will start this strategy of nothing was gained, whereas the reality is India hit Pakistan proper, India hit their air bases, all that is documented.
So
stop lying,
you are
accept the
saying,
reality
Ishkaran Bhandari,
that
correct
you-
me, and I want to bring in Mr. Mitra also. Ishkaran Bhandari, what you're saying tonight is spooked by what happened in 2019, how they got whipped in that election after Balakot. They
Yes.
want to deny
Yes.
this government the credit for actually responding to Pakistan, and they will do so by sacrificing the national interest if necessary. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Rahul, Rahul, I have no qualms about saying that, because that has been the strategy. Slowly start raising doubts on everything, so that you call
Okay.
on the floor they are saying it's a tamasha. What's left?
What's
when you
left?
call an entire operation, the bravery of our soldiers, our weaponry as tamasha.
Okay, so
What is
Ayyar
left to
Mitra,
doubt on
two
that?
questions come to you. Number one, why does the Congress, fine, they were spooked by a defeat, fair enough, but this has now become consistent strategy. I think Mr. Sareen said, is it going to gain them anything? Number one, first importantly, the public is going to sort of say, oh yes, Congress is the upender of all the lies of this government and they're right, we didn't do anything in operations, so give them all the votes. Number one. Number two, most importantly, and this is a fundamental question to you, how do you think Pakistan is now going to react given the fodder that they have got?
Look, Pakistan's reaction is irrelevant because they've already declared victory, declared a field marshal, even though apparently, according to them, there was no ground combat, it was all air combat. So I don't know how I can understand becoming a marshal of the Air Force, but pata nahi kaise field marshal ban jata hai. But coming to the first question, you see, they've internalized Pakistan so much that they've decided also to internalize Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. You know, Zulfikar Ali Bhutto fell out with Ayub Khan.
That's true.
And he goaded Ayub Khan into a war that he knew they were going to lose, because that is the only way he thought that he could get rid of Ayub Khan and military rule. Because Ayub Khan was doing quite well. He was industrializing Pakistan. In those days,
True.
Pakistan used to be much richer than it.
Yeah.
I think the Congress has taken that agenda lock, stock and barrel. They can't defeat you on the battlefield. So what you do is you keep pushing the country into a war either with China or into a catastrophic breakdown of relationships with America. So that when they can't do election win, somebody else will do regime change out here. It is that simple.
Shocking.
This is neither, you know what Voltaire used to say about the Holy Roman Empire? This is neither holy, nor is it Roman, nor is it an empire.
That's right.
This is neither Indian, nor is it national, nor is it the Congress.
Okay. Professor Muni, simple question. Simple question. Faizan Kidwai has come out and said that he doesn't support Ms. Shinde because she sold India down the drain today, number one. Number two, she has betrayed the national interest by undermining the valor of our forces. These are his words. You heard them very clearly. Do you support Pariniti Shinde, Professor? Do you support her?
As it is 5:1, kindly give me 1:1.
I'm only asking you a question.
Please.
Don't play martyr here.
Kindly
I'm
give
asking
me
you a
time.
question.
Okay.
Don't try to suggest that these people... No, 1 minute. Are you are being
To answer the
extremely
question,
underhand.
kindly
No,
give me time.
are you
5:1
suggesting that
है.
all these people...
1:1
No,
का
are you
time
suggesting... Excuse me. Are you suggesting that all these people... And say it.
I
Are
am
you
suggesting that you have called
Are
5
you
people
suggesting
and
that
you are just
all these
narrating
people...
one
Excuse me.
perspective.
Are you suggesting that all these people speak only for the government? That they are suborned by the government? Except for one person here who is the BJP? No. Don't try to tonight be too clever by half. Answer my question. Do you support Pariniti Shinde? Yes or no?
I totally disagree with Pariniti Singh, but do you agree with...
Do you agree with Pariniti Shinde? Yes or no? I'm asking you. Do you agree with her?
I don't agree with her.
Okay, viewers, just stop there. Why doesn't he agree with her? Because viewers, this is a transparent and indefensible attack
running away.
on the armed forces.
Rahul, you are
It's an
running away.
attempt to undermine the national interest and the valor of our forces, and it is happening on the floor of Parliament. Nothing more to be said. I leave it for you to judge. We can accuse everybody tonight, viewers. We can play more politics, but I'll tell you something, viewers. There is a very simple. Please stop shouting in my ear, sir. Please, I'm not shouting at you. I'm just making a point. Viewers, I need to move on to the second half of this same debate because it's going to focus on the Operation Mahadev today, viewers. You know how the day started today, viewers? It started with the former Union Home Minister, Mr. P. Chidambaram, coming out and saying that the Pahalgam terrorists were perhaps homegrown. This is what he said, viewers. He gave a complete clean chit to Pakistan. He said, why haven't they been caught? Why haven't they been identified? Why is it that these people are still at large? Valid question. Valid question. Why are they still at large? But viewers, the government has already come out with a dossier, made it very clear who these people are. They have caught hold of OGWs. I don't know why they're called OGWs. They should just be called terrorists, but nonetheless, OGWs who have confirmed the identity of these people. These are the people, viewers, and today, the mastermind has been eliminated. Musa, finished, gunned down. Those are the pictures, those are the hideouts. These people were so well stocked, viewers. One would have to assume that they were being given a lot of help. All those crocodile tears that those Kashmiris were shedding, some of them, viewers, in Pahalgam and around, and saying, no, no, please come back, come tourists, we love you. All of other Indians, brothers, we love you, and sisters, we love you, come back. Well, viewers, this is what they were doing. They were supplying these terrorists who were the butchers, communally minded Islamists who killed Hindus because they were Hindus in India. They were giving them ration, water, all sorts of supplies so that they could be kept alive and maybe even creep up back across the border and go scot-free. But after 3 months and 6 days, the security forces have hunted down the mastermind of a terrorist attack in which 26 civilians were shot dead in the Baisaran Valley of Pahalgam, viewers. And that happened on April 22nd, as I told you. The security forces avenged the killing attack by killing Hashim Musa, alias Suleiman Shah, in an encounter near Srinagar along with 2 terrorists today. Suleiman Shah, a Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorist, is a former commando of the Pakistan Army's elite unit Special Services Group. He later joined UN-designated terrorist Hafiz Saeed's LET to carry out terror activities. He was probably deputed to do so by the Pakistani deep state, by the ISI and the generals, and perhaps even, who knows, some of those politicians who were pretty much informed of all of this. And Mr. Mitra, this lays incomplete now, lays waste to these theories that these individuals were Indians, that this was a false flag operation as is being insinuated by the Congress, etc., etc. Would you agree?
100%, Rahul. I've just sent you a message on WhatsApp. If you can bring up the images.
Yeah.
Because the images of these 3 terrorists are perfectly matched as per what biometric OSINT some of my friends could do with these sketches that were released 3 months back. Remember, thanks to the surveillance network we have and the biometric recognition systems we have, we were able to get a proximate sketch of what they look like, and they match absolutely perfectly with those. Number one.
I can see that. Though the pictures are very ghoulish and gory, I don't want to really put them out because they'll shock a lot of people, but I can see those comparisons that have been made. You can make out that's the smashed, mangled remains of this man's skull, but you can make out enough detail, and you can see there in the middle is the picture that he was known by to the world, and you can see how very, very clearly they both match. Yes.
And that particular man we know was a former Special Forces commando in the Pakistan Army.
Yes.
Now, how do we know they are not from India? Remember, on the within the first few days itself, we said 2 of them were local, 3 had come from abroad. Why? Because we now have something called the UPI. It is impossible to get anything done in this country without the UPI, especially in a state like Kashmir, where, you know, if your normal postpaid phone doesn't work in Kashmir, you have to get a prepaid, either you have to have a prepaid number or you have to get a local Kashmiri SIM to work out there. This is a state where everything functions on biometric IDs.
Yes.
The very fact that somebody does not have a biometric ID, it is impossible to even move around in that state without having your digital footprint. So, we knew this clear as night and day where these people are from. Now, can we locate where exactly from in Pakistan they are? If you remember, even Ajmal Kasab, they were not able to locate where he was from for a few months prior.
Yeah. Okay, I think we're having a few problems with Mr. Mitra's line there. I just want to bring in Tausif Shah Butch, who's a senior leader of the PDP. Mr. Butch, I hope I'm pronouncing that name right. Some people are known as Book, but you must be okay with the pronunciation. I'm sorry if I've got it wrong. Please, I apologize. You can correct me on air if I haven't got that right. But I just want to ask you this simple question. These people, now it is quite clear, were supplied a large amount of ration. You can see it in those pictures by somebody. Are we to assume, sir, that there are people in Kashmir, those who were shedding tears, etc., were two-faced about it, that they actually don't mean it?
Yeah, Rahul, very good evening to you and all my fellow panelists. I'd like just to start with the point that what you are saying, that it's already been acknowledged by the government of India that there are approximately the 5% people who are supporting the terrorism. This on air, this on the newspapers.
No, what kind of terrorism is this, Tausif? No. What kind of terrorism is this? Is Islamist terrorism?
Let me answer you.
This is no terror in the name of religion. Would you agree or not?
No. Would you tell me then what kind of
what
terrorism is that? When you
no, I'm asking you. Does terror have a religion?
No.
Why?
No.
Why, sir?
It doesn't have
what
any
is Lashkar-e-Toiba? What is Lashkar-e-Toiba?
It doesn't have any religion.
What is Lashkar-e-Toiba? Give me the full form.
Just let me tell you.
Give me the full form of Lashkar-e-Toiba.
Let me answer.
No, please answer. Please answer. I'm not stopping.
You're not letting me answer. We have seen that in UP, there are people.
Sir, what is Lashkar-e-Toiba? Can you give me the full form meaning of it? What does it mean?
Sir, there have been people who have
What does Lashkar-e-Toiba mean?
There are the people who killed our Muslims.
What does Lashkar-e-Toiba mean? Can you give me the definition?
Would you term them as
Would you give me the definition of Lashkar-e-Toiba, sir? Give me the definition.
What exactly it is?
Oh, you don't know what it is?
No, I don't know what it is.
Okay, Jaish-e-Mohammed?
Okay.
What does that mean?
I don't know what is the meaning of the Jaish.
Oh, you don't know?
I don't know what is the meaning of the Jaish.
You don't know? You don't know. Let me ask. Let me ask senior fellow of the ORF. You see, what am I getting at, Mr. Sareen? What I'm getting at is for too long now, Mr. Sareen. One second, Mr. Butch. One second. What I'm getting at, Mr. Sareen, is for too long we were told that this is, you see, an organic uprising against the Indian state. There's an alienation. There's no development. There's that, the other. Tonight, on the back of the OGW, so-called OGW support, I don't know why they're called OGWs, but let's say terror sympathizers there, and PDP has argued for the release of some of these terrorists in the past also. So they are no angels either. Let me be very honest. You can see the record. I want to ask you, does Kashmir remain the bastion of Islamist terror in this country? And now that we know that these people have been given safe refuge by OGWs, should there be an open movement against Islamist terror? Simple question, sir.
I think that's a no-brainer, Rahul. There should be an open movement against every form of terror. But, this thing that we try and cover up, this thing that, look, it's not Islamist terror, it's very clearly Islamist terror.
Yeah, so then I want to ask you, because he says, they're just 5% of these people. If there is a complete silence of conspiracy of silence, I'm sure that this has greater acceptability. It goes through everyone's veins. Let's be honest.
No, but Rahul, even if it was just 5% of the people, that's 5% too many. They can actually wreak havoc in any society, in any country, in any state. 5% of the people being radicalized, picking up guns, fighting, either as logistic supporters or as fighters or as bombers, as suicide bombers, is a hell of a lot of people, right? First part. Second part is that, there is this tendency that don't call them Islamist terrorists. Why not? Because you asked, what is Lashkar-e-Taiba? Lashkar is, of course, an army, and Taiba means pure. It's the army of the pure. Jaish-e-Mohammed is again army of Muhammad, who's the prophet. So very clearly, they take, many of these terror organizations take inspiration from a religion, right? Even the TRF, for all its pretensions that this is a secular, nationalist kind of a movement, if you read all the stuff which they have, all their propaganda stuff, it's very clear that their inspiration is religious, that they're fighting for a religious cause, and it's just the label which they've put on themselves which makes it seem like it's a very nationalistic and a national liberation movement.
So let me ask Professor Muni, because I'm running out of time. Professor Muni, your political party, the one that you support, had come up with this coinage, Hindu terror. Will you now step out and say this is Islamist terror? And secondly, that Chidambaram is wrong for doubting the fact that these were Pakistanis?
See, at this point in time, there were 3 Pakistani nationals and 2 locals who were involved in this particular massacre. I want to question the Honorable Defense Minister and all the defense personnel and the government, that why these 3 people...
Okay, now viewers, I asked him a simple question. He's asking another question. He can't give a response. Chidambaram has come out and given... No, hang on. Chidambaram has come out and given a complete clean sheet. 1 second. Chidambaram has come out and given a clean sheet saying that these are not Pakistanis. In the morning. Now, Pakistan will come out and say they caught 3 innocent individuals. They shot them up in a staged operation. And they are once again. This is a false flag. Mr. Islam, how do you respond to this gentleman, professor, who says, how did it happen in the first place? They're more interested in how it happens. Till today morning, they were saying these are homegrown. They may be homegrown. This is what he was saying.
Rahul, till this morning, they were asking the government, putting government in the dock, that where are they, these terrorists? Of Pahalgam terrorists, where are they? Where they have fled?
Yeah.
But in the afternoon, now they have no response because the Operation Mahadev has responded, or to all their queries they had posed to the government. No, whether it's 100 days, 26/11, you did nothing. It is us who are doing everything even after.
Professor Muni, you'll also be on Pakistani TV tomorrow. Don't worry, you'll have your starring role also. You've tried to make us have. Yes, okay. Mr. Sarin, quick response. He's raising his hand. Mr. Sarin is raising his hand. Yes.
No, just 10 seconds only.
Yeah.
Rahul, also you were discussing about Islamist terrorists, or it's not Islamic terrorists. I think this 5% or this 10%, unless the 90% stand up and criticize them, stand up against them.
That's the point.
It will not.
And this is Mr. Islam speaking. This is Mr. Zafar Islam speaking, a person from the Muslim community who says that others in his faith need to stand up. Yes, Mr. Sarin, you were raising your hand. I have 30 seconds on the show.
Yeah, very quickly, Rahul, see, the point is that even if, for example, and to say that there are no homegrown terrorists in Kashmir is quite brainless. There are homegrown, but the important part is that even if you are a homegrown terrorist in Kashmir, your support comes from across the border. The weapons come from across the border. The money comes from across the border. The trainers come from across the border. The equipment comes from across the border.
And in the name of Islam, viewers, in the name of Islam, we have to recognize this for what it is, and we have to get people from the community, as Mr. Zafar Islam says, to speak up. Tomorrow, viewers, the Prime Minister is going to be responding, the Home Minister is going to be responding, and let me tell you, viewers, the debate will be settled. I'll leave it at this.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
Major Jolly, very quickly, your thoughts on the updates that we're getting right now. What more can you read into the situation?
What I can say is that Indian Army is going after terrorists wherever they are hiding, whatever little pockets they are being chased and killed and neutralized. So even though the hunt for Pahalgam terrorists is on, It doesn't mean that Indian Army is taking it lightly wherever the others are. So,
could these be linked to Pahalgam? Do you think something of that sort could be possible?
Can't really say actually till the time the details come out. It's a 50-50 thing. They could be or they could not be. But what is more critical is here to say that Indian Army is going all guns out and chasing them out wherever they are hiding. And sooner or later the Pahalgam terrorists will also get caught as they keep neutralizing these terrorists more and more in all the areas.
My colleague Akash Sharma is also joining us. Akash, what are the details that you're picking up?
Right. So, Shivani, as of now, defense sources are telling us that around 11 a.m. this operation was launched when a domination party was, in fact, going in that particular area, and they saw the movement. Immediately, this Operation Mahadev was launched. And right now, while they are not confirming the number as to how many terrorists are down, but sources are telling us that all three are likely, killed in this particular operation. We'll wait for some more details as to when these bodies are recovered. Only then the officers can confirm. But right now, it is one big success for Indian Army. Also, Shivani, as far as connection is concerned, so we'll wait for some sort of official input on that, because right now, while there are indications that these individuals were somewhere connected to the Pahalgam attack, officers are not confirmed because they will have to ascertain the identities for the sort of they have from other agencies. So it will whether or not these individuals were somewhere connected to Pahalgam. But right now we are learning that all these three terrorists are killed in this particular operation, a major success for an army.
Yes, Lieutenant General Sanjay Kulkarni, a major operation certainly seems to be a major one, and also already successes for the Indian Army, where all three terrorists that are suspected to be holed up there have been neutralized. They're expected to be foreign terrorists. I'm told that this they were sighted only a few hours ago. So quick success is there as far as this operation is concerned.
Definitely, my compliments to the special forces for killing three of these foreign terrorists, because post Pahalgam, these combing operations must be on in various forests to locate. But yet we can't be sure as to which Tanzim or where they are, maybe Lashkar or whatever that be. But these combing operations are now paying results, and that's one of the ways of ensuring that no way we are going to be zero tolerance for terrorism. And that zero tolerance for terrorism leads to all this, because until and unless we knock them off, for us, I would always say, as an infantryman, I always believed dead terrorist is a good terrorist. He must die. If he's born to become a terrorist, then I am born and trained to kill them. And they will kill them. There's no denying the fact. Absolutely. And these kind of combing operations, especially by the special forces, in such that very thick forests, and this kind of combing operation resulting in three foreign terrorists being killed is a huge success. And I wish them all the best, and they must knock off anybody and everybody who indulges in terrorism anywhere to be killed.
Yeah. Major Jolly, can I ask you, we're being told that the bodies are being, taken from the encounter site, and they are going to be brought to a, secure location, and identification processes will begin. Could you give me an idea of what really happens once you've neutralized a terrorist, and then, how do you make more identifications, etc.?
So you obviously you carry out the entire check of the documents they carry. So more often than not, you do find some kind of ID telling them whether they're foreign terrorists or local, or where do they come from. A lot of these people carry small letter pads or kind of ID of the Tanzim they come from. Like, let's say, since they have been identified they are from LET, it means they must be carrying some kind of ID proof or something like that. Or there is a badge they are carrying, or a patch. All the documents which are collected are sent to intelligence or signal community or the core headquarters here. The bodies are sent for post-mortem and are handed over to police. Basically, there's a whole structured process to this. But the aim of once a terrorist has been neutralized, any process after that is a three-step thing. One, handing over the body officially for post-mortem to police for carrying out their post-mortem and final rituals. Second is carrying out all the check, all possible of all the documents, material, equipment they are carrying, and sending it to the concerned headquarters for, whatever is important for signals or intelligence or the headquarters, that is deciphered. And thirdly is, of course, identify.
Hello, Namaskar. This is First Post and you're watching Vantage with me, Palki Sharma. Today was a big day in India's parliament. There was a debate on Operation Sindoor and it was no holds barred. The opposition cornered the government on Donald Trump and jet losses. The government hit back with clear and concise answers. We'll tell you what both sides said. Also, when Prime Minister Modi is expected to step in. Meanwhile, India is pushing on with its China reset. New joint ventures with Beijing have been approved. In the West, there's a breakthrough. The US and the European Union have struck a trade deal. What's in it for both sides? And what is Donald Trump doing in Scotland? Is he there for business or politics? In Gaza, aid has finally started trickling in, but is it too little too late? In other news, Russia and North Korea have restarted direct flights and Thailand and Cambodia have agreed to a ceasefire. What did their 5-day fight achieve? All this and more coming up. The headlines first. France and Saudi Arabia renew calls for a two-state solution. Both nations are leading a high-level conference at the United Nations on the subject. This follows President Emmanuel Macron's announcement last week. France will recognize Palestine as a state in September.